So are you ready for the top 5 of 1978?
I guess so.
That's gonna be a good one. Who wants to start?
I don't care.
You seem really excited about this one.
Well, the thing was, it was like, it was semi-hard because there was a couple of really good, like, blockbuster movies.
Right.
And then after that, everything was like mediocre.
Okay.
And probably one of the movies that should be on, which I won't mention now,
Yes.
that should be on the list is not on the list because obviously I never saw it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're at least abiding by the rules now.
So I'm behaving,
All right. All
and
right.
it's not on my list, even though it should be. So it'll be on my honorable mention.
All right.
So
Well,
some people are going to go, "You never saw that movie."
okay. I'm curious now to see what that'll be. But all right, I'll start us off. At my number 5 is one that I just saw I want to say in the last couple years, Coming Home.
Okay.
It's directed
Jane
by
Fonda.
Jane Fonda, John Voight, and the always great Bruce Dern. Directed by Hal Ashby, and I liked it more than I thought I would, based on the subject matter. Pretty heavy material of wounded soldiers coming back from Vietnam.
Yeah, I vaguely remember. I saw it when it came out, obviously in '78,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen it again since then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really, the story revolves around the romance that develops between Jane Fonda and John Voight, who Fonda's married to Bruce Dern, who's away at the war, and then he gets back and he's like nuts, from kind of like shell shocked from the war. So he's like paralyzed mentally, while John Voight's literally paralyzed physically. So it's an interesting kind of character study story, but also kind of heartbreaking. And then the ending is like, oh my god, that was, I won't give it away, but what Bruce Stern does at the end it's pretty heavy stuff. So but yeah, the acting was great on all sides. I think Jane Fonda won her first Academy Award for that, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, good pick.
All right, cool. So what's your 5?
My number 5 is Coma.
Coma?
Yes, Coma.
I've never heard of this.
You never heard of it?
No.
Wow. Okay. Coma is a movie based on Michael Crichton's book by the same name.
Oh, okay.
And it stars Genevieve Bujold, Michael Douglas, Richard Widmark. Wow, that's a name from the past. Tom Selleck, Rip Torn, another,
pretty big cast.
Yeah, pretty big cast.
Was that one of Michael Douglas's first movies?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
But he was pretty young, though, at least.
Yeah, he was pretty young. Yeah. And again, I haven't seen this movie in a while either. But the basis is Bujold is a young surgeon getting a job in a hospital, and her girlfriend needs to get a routine operation, a DMC.
Yeah.
And she goes in, and she's under general anesthesia, and she winds up in a coma. So the result notices that there's a couple of more patients, all young, healthy, all wind up in a coma.
Okay.
So she starts investigating, and she finds out that all these coma patients are transferred to another hospital that just takes care of uh, coma patients.
Mm.
So the whole thing is that it turns out to be this big conspiracy.
Yeah. Of course, being a
Uh,
Michael Crichton book, right? Yeah, yeah.
so
Okay.
yeah, so there is, a lot of little twists and stuff, and there's a big twist at the end.
Okay.
Uh, where the people that are causing this problem, are finding out that she's like really involved in them and they're ready to she's ready to you know go to the authorities and spill everything. So but it turns out that it was a really good movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good pick
yeah,
as well. Very good. Okay, so my number 4 is The Deer Hunter.
yeah.
Another Vietnam movie.
Yeah, well, the thing is that that was the time period.
Yeah, yeah.
The
People reflecting on the
yeah,
craziness. Yeah,
yeah, the early 70s and stuff like that.
right.
I mean, I remember when, I could have been drafted and stuff.
Yeah, man. Scary
Yeah,
stuff.
I was in college. They weren't accepting any college deferments. Yeah,
Yeah, right, right.
everybody was going.
Yeah. Yeah, but this movie, it's a long movie and I've only seen it once, but I picked it because even though the movie, I think it is way too long, directed by Michael Cimino, just the part of the Russian roulette scene in
That's the only
Vietnam,
part I ever saw.
man.
I saw it up to that. I saw the movie up to that part.
Well, that's all you
Never,
need.
and I never saw the rest of the movie.
You got to see how it ends, though. It's another one of those heartbreaking movies,
Yeah,
but yeah, that scene with De Niro and Christopher Walken, where they're having to play Russian roulette, passing the gun around. It's one of the most intense scenes of any movie I think I've seen. It sticks with you, and yeah, De Niro, of course, is great. And then the rest of the movie is kind of like coming home, like the aftermath and him coming back and trying to be normal. And Christopher Walken's character and ends up unfortunately staying in Vietnam for a long time. Um, and then Meryl Streep is in it. Um, John Cazale, a pretty big cast for those times as well. So, but yeah, I promise no more Vietnam movies on the rest of my list. I got them out of the way at 5 and 4.
yeah. I don't think there was another one that was made that year.
Yeah, thankfully not. But what's your 4?
My number 4, and we might as well get it out of the way because I'm sure you have it higher.
Uh huh.
The Last Waltz.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to put it at all, knowing that you would know that I had mine high on my list. Yes,
Yes.
you are correct. The movie that always follows us. But hey,
Yes,
one of the best
one,
music documentaries of all time,
yes, it was.
if not the best.
Yeah.
And as you saw from our top 5 Martin Scorsese films, it made it on the combined list, which is
Yes,
that's pretty impressive. Being that Scorsese is one of the masters of all film. So,
right. And it's a good chance it's going to make it on the list this time, too.
oh yes, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's high on my list. Also, I'll give you that. And yeah, I mean the performances by the band. We've said this already a million times, but I mean, come on. You got Bob Dylan, Neil Young, Eric Clapton, Van Morrison, Joni Mitchell, so many other greats, and just kind of a lightning in the bottle experience that they captured on film. So very cool. All right. Well, great. So my number 3 is a blockbuster. I'm sure you might have it on your list as well, but Superman.
Ah, yes. Not Superman, the first one.
Yes. Directed by Richard Donner with the great Christopher Reeves as Superman.
Yes, it's
Uh,
on my list. I have it higher.
okay, I thought you might. But yeah, I mean, basically the first legitimate superhero movie that I mean, there may have been some that came out before that, but this was the one that was like put superhero films on the map. And I thought they
Well,
did a great
the
job.
whole thing was, the way it was advertised and stuff is that, you know, a man actually flies.
Right.
You
Yeah.
will see him actually fly.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah,
through the power of the green screen,
yeah,
that was the main effect, right? And it
right.
actually holds up, I think,
Yeah, it does hold up
special
really
effects
well.
wise.
I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like the TV series Superman,
Right.
where you just basically saw Reeves' hands out, like this,
Yeah, right.
and his head and his shoulders. You really
Yeah.
never saw the rest of his body.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, so the effects were great. Reeves was, I think, has always been the best Superman. And you really saw his human side too, like the chemistry with him and Lois Lane. And then Hackman was great as
oh
Lex
yeah,
Luthor.
Australia.
Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, yeah. And that movie's a little long too. I think I recall, but
Yeah, I think Hackman made that movie.
yeah, I mean he was the comic relief and also yeah, great as the just the sleaze bag that is Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
And then his sidekick, I forget his name. It was Ned Beatty plays him, I think. And then who else? I mean, all the side characters, Jimmy and all those guys.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I mean, Brando was in it in the
right
beginning. You
as
know,
Jor-El, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. If you can get Brando, I mean, especially in those days when he was just like off the rails,
yeah,
that would.
right. I mean, yeah, it was like, and he played this like low key, you know,
Hmm.
you know, uh,
Right, right.
Kryptonian or whatever.
Yeah, Kryptonian, exactly. But yeah, and then the planet Krypton like looked pretty good. I mean, yeah, I think the movie does hold up. I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it had a story
Right.
too. Where most of the newer, superhero movies. I mean, they do have a story too, but
Hmm.
it's more special effects.
Right. Yeah, well, Superman always was one of the more fleshed out heroes, I think.
Yeah, I
And
mean, the modern Superman, I think like the last half hour, it was just destruction and mayhem.
right. Yeah, exactly. But okay, so what's your number 3?
My number three is Midnight Express.
Ah, okay. Yep.
So
That's a
you
good
did hear of that movie.
I don't think I've seen it actually, but I do know of it. Who is in this?
Brad Davis,
Okay.
uh, Irene Miracle, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Bob
Uh-huh.
Hoskins, Randy Quaid,
Uh-huh.
John Hurt,
Okay.
Paolo Bonicelli.
Okay.
It was basically about this guy who was caught in Turkey, with drugs on him,
Mhm.
and they gives a 3-year sentence in a Turkish prison.
Yeah.
And then when it was just his time to get out, the higher Turkish court overturns his 3-year sentence and gives him a 30-year sentence.
Mm.
And his time in the prison was like brutal. He was tortured, beaten. He couldn't trust the other inmates that were in the prison. It was like a really hellish place to be. And, at one point, he was actually, they put him in the insane ward because he was totally out of it. He killed the guy because he squealed on him, that he was trying to escape from the prison. And actually, Midnight Express is a slang term, being an inmate trying to escape from the Turkish prison.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's really horrible, the conditions and stuff, and people were complaining about it, that the movie portrayed the Turks in a very bad light,
Right.
And they did, and but it wasn't in the book. It wasn't that the Turks weren't portrayed bad. It was in the movie, so they deviated a little bit to make the place even worse.
Right. Okay.
So whether
Interesting.
he gets out, you're gonna have to watch the movie, but it's interesting, very interesting movie.
Okay, cool. Good pick. Well, now I think I know what your number 2 and 1 are. I just am not sure the order.
Well,
And
my number 2. Oh yeah, okay. Go ahead. So what's your number
so
2?
I think we might have 3 in common on this list.
Okay.
So my number 2 is gonna tell us if that's true. Animal House.
Okay.
Is that on your list?
I never heard of it. Yes, it is.
Come on, man. Delta House.
Of course.
John Belushi and so many others. I can't remember some of the other actors' names, but Tom Hulse, who went on to be Amadeus.
Tim Matheson.
Yep, Tim Matheson. Karen Allen.
Right.
Donald Sutherland playing the teacher that gives them pot.
You get to see his little beard Heine.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, you get to see a lot of stuff in that movie.
There is nudity in this movie.
I think the first time I saw it, it was like the made-for-TV version. And then when I finally saw the actual rated R version, I was like, oh my God. There's a lot of stuff they had to cut out of this thing. But the pillow fights and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, classic comedy. Belushi was so good in it.
Probably his 2 best movies was that and Blues Brothers.
Right, yeah, which were pretty much back to back.
Yeah.
He was like at the height of celebrity at that time, but yeah, the hijinks that ensue in this movie with this fraternity, it was just so over the top, man. Like at the end when they come in with the car and just destroy the parade, and then the toga party and
toga. Yeah, they're all down in the dumps because they're all being expelled. Because of low grades and stuff. I mean, the grades were like pathetic. I remember what Belushi's was. I think it was like 0.4 or something.
No. I remember. This is my favorite line of the whole movie. The dean is saying all their GPAs to him, and he looks at Belushi, who has pencils coming out of his nose, and he goes, "Mr. Blutowski, 0.0." Unbelievable, man.
It was great.
And then what about the food fight where he goes, "I'm a zit, get it?" When he like makes his mouth explode, and he's just taking that everything onto his tray. Just awesome, man.
I did. I mean, it was one good scene after the other. And
Yeah,
when they were in the auditorium,
yeah.
and then the head of the fraternities is like, suspending their fraternity and stuff.
Oh,
And
right.
he gets up singing "God Bless America," and "God Bless America,"
Yeah, so
and then
awesome.
everybody starts singing it.
Oh, yeah, classic, man. Yep, good stuff. So yeah, I'm curious to see what's your two and what's your one now, because I know what they both are.
Yes, number two is Superman.
Okay. Oh, Animal House is your one.
One, yes.
All right. Well, now you know that my one is The Last Waltz.
Oh, yes. This is going to be hard to put them in order now.
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. Because okay, let's do it. I mean, we've basically talked about everything. So Animal House, I think, is going to have to be one because it was your one and my two,
Right.
and then we can put. I think we'd have to put Last Waltz at two because it was my one, your four, and then Superman at three because your two and my three. Uh,
I don't know. I think Superman might have to be number two because you divide,
they're
if you add,
technically
if you add them up, one and four divided
they're
by.
both five as a total. So here, let's go to Letterbox on this
Okay.
and see. I have a feeling you might win. Last Waltz is a 4.1. That's going to be tough to top.
Exactly.
Superman is only a 3.6. So
Okay.
Superman at three. So then it's between, let's see, you had Midnight Express at three. So that'll be four. And then my four is Deer Hunter. And your next highest was a five. So I think that rounds it out. That was actually easier than I thought. So we got, yeah, okay. Not bad. And we had three in common, which is unusual.
Uh,
So,
like I said, there was like only a couple of movies
yeah,
that, were really good. And then after that, it was like,
yeah,
everybody else, falls into the same category.
yeah. 79 might be a little more interesting when we get to that. But what you got? Any other honorable mentions
Yes,
you
the
were
one
gonna
I
say?
was talking about that I didn't say, that probably should definitely have been in the top five, which was a blockbuster also, Halloween.
Ah, yeah. I thought about that one actually.
Yeah, but I never saw it. I
You
saw
never saw Halloween?
I know.
What? How's that possible?
I know.
Wow. That's actually a really good slasher movie. I mean, I'm not big into that genre, but that's definitely up there as one
Well,
of the
yeah,
best.
you always like the Freddy Krueger movies.
Yeah, yeah. I went through my Freddy Krueger phase. I think I even had the costume for Halloween one time.
Yeah, see,
Yeah. And then the Jason movies, of course.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
Jason movies.
but Halloween was great. It's directed by what's his name? He he does he made The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China. John Carpenter. Um, so it's like he and Carpenter always does the music for the movies too. So like the music is really memorable. Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, one of her first big movies. So yeah, you got to see that.
Yeah, I know. Well, the other thing was too is like in the '70s,
Yeah.
uh, I really didn't go see that many movies
Hmm.
because I was out of college.
Yeah.
So obviously I wasn't, playing my relief manager role in the movie theaters.
Right.
So it curtailed, a lot of the movies that I saw before that. And then, so now I was working at a real job.
And 78, you had me to worry about now. I came into the world in 78.
That's right, you did.
So I messed up everything.
That's what, you're the reason why I never saw Halloween.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't even see when it was on the TV.
Yeah.
Probably because your mother. I mean, she probably, I don't know if she like, I don't remember if she liked horror movies or not.
Yeah, probably not much.
Yeah, so
So,
like if she wasn't into it, then obviously
right.
I wasn't going to be able to see it.
Yeah,
So
makes sense. Well, yeah, you'll have to add to your list. So what else is on the honorables?
Grease,
Ah, yeah, okay.
yeah, Watership Down,
Uh-huh.
Damien Omen 2,
Yeah.
Comes a Horseman,
Mm-hmm.
Convoy,
Okay.
uh, Every Which Way But Loose,
Mm-hmm.
the Eastwood movie, Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
Okay.
I actually saw that with your mother.
Okay.
She made me watch it.
Yeah.
The Buddy Holly story,
Yeah.
Coming Home, what you said, Having Come Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Pink Panther,
Right.
Death on the Nile, the movie Battlestar Galactica,
Yeah.
not as good as the series,
Right.
The Boys from Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
The King of the Gypsies, Foul Play,
Yeah.
The Deer Hunter, which you said, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Okay. So there were some interesting movies that year for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, but like I
But
said, they all, it was like you had the big five or
right.
six, and then after that, everything was like mediocre, the same.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Okay. Well, let's do the official reading of the list. And then, yeah. Okay. So here we go. At number 5, The Deer Hunter. At number 4, Midnight Express. At number 3, Superman. At number 2, The Last Waltz. And at number 1, Animal House. Yeah.
Yay!
Not bad. So next week, you want to knock out the 70s and do 79?
Yeah, I guess we'll do 79.
All right. And then the week after that, we'll do Christmas movies. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And we're
Yeah.
going to include real Christmas movies and non
Yeah.
real
Anything goes. We'll
anything
say
good.
that.
Okay.
But all right, cool. Well, good episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to check in next time. And yeah, stay safe out there. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.